Crop Talk TV podcast. Peace.
Jimmy Garoppolo, he kind of is what he is, right? And if you had to say like what Jimmy Garoppolo's strengths are, right? Like, and a lot of people, I feel like they point out his weaknesses, but let's talk about his strengths for a minute. What jumps out to you about Jimmy Garoppolo's game where you feel like he excels?
The first thing that jumps out is the efficiency in the quick game and the quick passing game, West Coast offense type of thing that we've seen over the last, 3 to 4 years with Shanahan. I think that Jimmy's ability to get the ball under center or on the shotgun and get the ball out quick, that's something that has helped immensely. I think that especially with guys like Debo, with guys like Ayuk, and Kittle, and getting those guys the ball and letting them do their thing with yards after catch. I mean, those guys are the quick hitters, and then they'll turn slants into 60-yard touchdowns, whatever it may be. So I think that Jimmy's done a good job with that. Seeing defenses pre-snap and being able to get the ball out from a quick game perspective. From a pocket movement perspective, I think post knee injury, that Super Bowl year, he was pretty good with it.
Real quick, just to follow up on that, elaborate what you mean, because I think a lot of people, when they hear pocket movement, I think a lot of people think of like Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, and how they move. But I do think that Jimmy Garoppolo, for the most part, is able to kind of manipulate the pocket and the rush a little bit. Can you kind of elaborate a little bit more on that?
Like, you look at guys like, Russell Wilson and Kyler and even Josh and Mahomes and those dudes that can drop back and take off when they need. And that's not necessarily what I mean. Like you said, from a twitchy perspective within the pocket, you look at Tom Brady, you don't think of him as a guy that is, this fast twitch, like get out of the pocket type of dude. But within that phone booth per se that we're in when we're in the pocket as quarterbacks, his movement is very efficient. He's able to slide if he gets A gap or B gap pressure. He can slide out of the way and push up in the pocket quickly, and then the ball's out. I think that Jimmy's been able to do that pretty well for the most part. Now, if he gets too much time back there where he does make a movement and then he's still hanging around back there, I think that is a struggle of his sometimes, because then he's maybe looking all over. He might lose his first or second progression. Then he's trying to work through it again. And then sometimes some hell breaks loose. But for the most part, when he's moving within the pocket, sliding left or right or making that push up in the pocket, I think he does well, and he's able to get the ball out quickly. So he's a little bit more twitchy than I think people would give him credit for when he does make some of those pocket movements. And then you got people saying Jimmy Jukes or whatever it used to be, and I think it's in relation to some of that stuff. It's not his ability to take off and go run by any means, because that's not necessarily a strength of his.
Crop Talk TV podcast. Peace.